Misfit, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
That's crazy.
Let's talk about Star Pizza.
Hey, y'all, this is Ryan Monceaux, and this is a Talking About Them Cougars podcast from GoCoogs.com. We're live. I'm on the field. Brad's wherever the fuck, and Mike Batton's here. Brad, thoughts?
That was not good. That was
accurate.
That was really bad. The turnovers killed you. I mean, not only did you have what ended up with 4 turnovers, gave up 17 points, and the game ender on the ball bouncing up and hitting the guy on the kick return team. But not only that, I mean, you put the ball on the ground 3 other times that didn't get taken away. Everything that could go wrong seemed to go wrong. I don't know. I hope Connor is able to get some treatment on whatever it is that was causing the slippage on the ball. I've never seen somebody do that 3 times in one game. But it just was not a good day. The defense got trucked. That was a shock. But, you know, you got to the defense has kept the offense in a lot of games for the last 2 years. Sometimes offense is going to have to win 1 for you or 2.
Yeah, and a lot of things people don't tell you. You know, coming off a big win like Arizona State, you go into a game against a team that's 2-6,
and 0-5 in the conference.
Yeah, and it just becomes a mental game. It's harder than you think, just because their record doesn't necessarily show what kind of talent that team has. And so, they just put it together this game. And like I said, people don't tell you those games can be the hardest. And I think that's kind of what Houston ran into. They were coming off such a great win against Arizona State. And then you got to come in and play West Virginia at 11 a.m. It's just a different ball game. It becomes more of a mental game. So I think this got to go back to coaching, and the coaches got to get these kids better prepared. And they can't. It's hard going, like I said, going from a team against Arizona State, then going to West Virginia. That you look at the record, they can't get involved in all that stuff. They just got to take it as it is and play the game. Because to me, everything went wrong, like you said, and it's all in the mental game. And so I think that just goes down to coaching. At the end of the day, they got to get the kids better prepared, and you just can't look at the game. You got to treat every game as you treat that Arizona State game. And I think if they would have done that, we would have had a different outcome.
Just a couple thoughts. Number one, Scotty Fox, the quarterback for West Virginia, is their 4th-string quarterback. That was not a 4th-string quarterback you faced today. That kid was good.
Yeah.
Well,
he ran the Rich Rod offense in that first quarter as well as you could ever see. He had a lot of help around him. There's no doubt. But I was very impressed with him. Number 2, everything that happened to Arizona State a week ago happened to you this week.
Mm-hmm.
Upset win, got ranked, got patted on the ass, and then you get trucked. And if you throw in the loss of Kurt Hester on top of that, bad. Third, Connor Wegman's hurt. I don't know that they're going to reveal that today, but something is wrong with his right hand. The drop in the football, the passes that kind of floated, and then on the sideline, they brought him after that pick 6. they brought him a bottle of water, and he gripped it with his left hand. iPad, gripped it with his left hand. And then someone brought a towel over so he could work on gripping the towel. Something was not going right for him.
That makes sense.
And, you know, you saw a completely different Connor Wegman today than you've seen all year. And I think it come down to injury. I think something was going on with him. We might not get that from U of H today. We might not find out about it.
And it might not be something that lasts. And, you know,
correct. It could be just a one-day thing.
I mean, if you really look at it. I mean, there's the three weird slips out of his hand, which was really, really, really strange. And we saw one of them last week with Levitt, did the exact same thing. But this time, Connor had two of them or three of them. But another thing, I mean, you look statistically, 25 of 35 for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's just the fumbles and the interception that killed you.
No doubt. It's weird when it happens 3 times. You know that it happens, you know, one time, but 3 times, that's just unheard of. You know, I played quarterback too, right? I bring that up a lot. You know, that's happened to me. It you know, whatever. But especially with the kind of weather that was out, you know, it's not like it was slippery or anything. But to happen 3 times, but you bring up the injury, it makes up a lot of sense. Something's definitely going on with his hand, and hopefully it's not something that lasts too long.
Yeah, I mean, I would not expect them to say anything about it because they're not going to look for an excuse. It was just, you know, the mistakes were what they were.
It's crazy that he threw for that many yards and that many touchdowns, considering that, you know, so maybe if that wasn't an issue, like you said, take those fumbles away, those interceptions, and it's a different ball game for sure. But I think this just really goes back to the defense at the end of the day.
Yeah, Connor Wegman was not available in the post-game press conference. Willie said that it was nothing physical, but I just find it hard to believe from what I saw, how he was floating the ball, and then to see what was happening on the sideline. I find it hard to believe. And it could be something short term. You get hit the wrong way, your hand gets hit, and maybe you don't have, you know, grippage. And hell, that happened to me yesterday, and I didn't get hit by dudes in helmets and pads.
Well,
and
I mean,
300 pounds.
Unless it's something severe, he's not going to take himself out. I mean,
of course not.
I mean,
although
we
Chris comes in and gets a first down, quarterback controversy, right?
I mean, you know, you're not going to take yourself out. You're not going to allow yourself to be hurt at this time of the year unless you can't physically, unless they have to restrain you.
Absolutely.
So Tom Herman came back, and obviously that's the reason you lost.
That's definitely.
You can blame it on Tom Herman. Brad got a haircut. You can blame it on Brad.
Yep. I texted you today that I hope my haircut didn't jinx us, but I think it did.
Yep, clearly did. I cannot see the comments. It's so bright, even though it's overcast. So if you can help out Brad and show comments, that would be delightful.
Do what?
Comments.
Yeah, let's go to comments. Let's see. Hold on. Mac, still my dogs. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's. What are we going to do?
You're 7-2.
Yeah.
Maybe if they didn't rank us, it would have been a different outcome. I feel like that would have.
We got cooked today. That's absolutely right. Tom Herman's fault. Real band Tom Herman, sure. Wegman had a rough game. Yeah, everybody did. Credit to West Virginia. I mean, what it really looked like, they were a team that had nothing to lose, and they came out to win.
Lucky.
And we were a team played like we had everything to lose, and we played. We started. I'll say this: we started.
Like shit.
We're just going to go out there and just do what we wanted. And from the opening drive, they said, we're going to play. That's the thing is that once got through the first quarter and the first drive of the second quarter, and then all of a sudden the defense stood up and the offense was looking good, and then we started the turnovers.
Yeah, early on, I knew right off the bat that this game was probably going to be close. I just thought for sure that their quarterback, his first game starting, he was going to throw an interception. I felt like that was going to happen somewhere in the game late, and it was going to be a crucial turning point. We were going to pull it out because I know, and everyone knows that, Houston's the better team, but that just didn't happen. I thought that was kind of strange.
Yeah.
Did
Let
SMU?
me ask you this: and if you're facing a guy, and we've had this from our side too. I mean, you think of it like last year with Zion at TCU.
Right.
If you've got a guy that's starting that you really have no idea what he can do, how do you plan for that?
Hey, I lost you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear both of you, and you're both boring.
Hey.
Let me join back up.
Mainly the fat guy.
Lost sound.
All right.
While he's getting back, can we talk about Amari Thomas? Every catch he made today was incredible.
Yes.
And if you say that nobody really wanted this today, Amari Thomas did. 10 catches, 99 yards, 3 touchdowns. Well, okay, but I think that's going to be the general consensus is this team wasn't prepared. This team didn't want to play. But he did. We're going to just have one Batton.
Well, I would like to answer your question though. Before I left.
Oh, as far as how do you prepare? How do you go into preparing for a quarterback you've never seen, or have very little tape on, or have no idea what the hell they're going to call?
I feel
different than what they've called all year.
From a player's perspective, I kind of call bullshit because every play is designed more or less to stop whatever they throw your way. I mean, you call whatever play you want. There's everything's gapped out. You got your man. Just play ball. But I think from a coaching perspective, things do get a little difficult because, like you said, they're calling different plays. And yes, there's some plays work better than others. And so you're calling stuff that would probably usually work against the other quarterback. Now you put this other quarterback in and, this quarterback can run the ball. And maybe you weren't prepared for that. I mean, that one touchdown where he ran it right down the middle, I mean, that was just a bad call, right? And clearly either someone didn't do their job, but it seemed to me that the coach banked on this quarterback was going to throw the ball 100%. That was a pass rush, man coverage kind of scheme. And he clearly, Mr. Rodriguez probably told the quarterback, hey, check, we're running it right down the middle. And that's probably not something that they thought they were going to see against a quarterback that, was there previously. So I think from a player's perspective, it shouldn't be an issue. Just play ball, do your job. At the end of the day, everything's should be covered. Do your job, make a play. From a coaching perspective, things do get very difficult.
Brad, give us some more comments while you have it.
Wanda, what a disappointment. Agree. Crowd was dog shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I mean, I'm part of the problem, but
yeah, me too.
They announced 25,000, and if you saw last night, Rice announced 20,000, and there were about 500 people there. This crowd filled in a little. There was a lot of people on the concourse because the breeze was fantastic down there, but it was still a garbage attendance.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. But like you said, Brad, I guess we're part of the problem too. Where was I? So I'm not going to sit here and be hypocritical, but
I'm not ever going to talk about the crowd. It is what it is. I mean, look, I've been around here forever. We want to talk about the last thing that we need to worry about is the crowd. I know everybody uses it. Hey, let's measure dicks on the internet and talk about how great our crowd is versus their crowd. And look at all of our fans versus their fans. Fuck that. Just play the game.
Yeah.
What we have to do is we got to win, and we got to win consistently. And we are in the process of
years.
building a program to be able to do that. And understand, we got to remember where we are in this process. I've talked about improvement, and I wrote about it on Friday as well. But the caveat in every bit of that, it's not linear.
No, it's not. And it's gonna take years. I mean,
I expected a game like this, but I expected it more maybe against like Baylor or TCU.
absolutely. That's what I was thinking
one
too.
that we should have won, but hey, we didn't. But this is going to be trying to find the positive in it. This is something that they're going to have to step up and really pay attention to as a lesson, because this is one of those that you have to learn that there are no guarantees. I mean, just like us going into Arizona State, we weren't supposed to win that game. We weren't supposed
Correct.
to be. We were supposed to be exposed. Instead, we exposed ourselves this week.
Okay, you can't say that.
There's this league is, well, I mean, college football as a whole, but especially this league. There's
Especially
no
this
room for
league.
error.
There's
room
no
for-
really, like Big Ten has Ohio State, right? I would say the SEC is pretty even this year, but usually, you have your Alabama, your Texas. So the Big 12, they don't really have that. And so, like you said, no matter what's going on, anybody can win. I think the talent's pretty even across the board. West Virginia put it together against us.
Dean Connors said this falls on the players. We have a great staff, and I feel like we let them down today. Willie Fritz said it's difficult to win when you're -4 in the turnover battle. I mean, this team is not built to win -2 or worse. Just not.
Yeah, and I was watching this game, right, and I think the refs missed on a really couple PI calls, and that I believe it was the first interception. I mean, the player clearly pulled Kobe down and pushed himself up. I just don't know how that doesn't get called, and that honestly pissed me off, and it's made me think that, like, this thing is really rigged. You make a lot of money betting on West Virginia this game, because literally a few plays later, the same thing happens against Kobe again. He pulls him down, and they don't call it. I'm like, ref, what are we looking at? This is bad ball. I think that was a major turning point. That first interception, I think it was either a tie game or they're up by one score, and that ball gets picked. That ball gets picked. It was a clear PI. You can't pull someone down to pull yourself up. I mean, that's about as cheap as it gets. I really think the Big 12 should look at this. Like, that was just, to me, that just really upset me, because I kind of let it go at first, but then you look, it was 31-21 before you knew it right after that. And I was just like, man, if that doesn't get called, I think, it's a different game. So that was unfortunate, and I
think that was a really bad throw. I think there's a bad decision.
Yeah.
You got screwed maybe with the PI, but you can't make that throw. The other throw that turned into the 6, you cannot make that throw.
Yeah.
They had Connor throwing from the hash to the far side of the field
all game.
Way too much.
Yeah.
And if you're having any hand or arm issue, that is the wrong thing to do. I think it's the wrong thing to do for a college quarterback. I just hate that.
Yeah. Those are tough throws. I was thinking it must have been a game plan thing where they said, hey, they give up this a lot on defense, and maybe that's what they were trying to expose. But with the injury and then the pick 6, it just kind of backfired.
Yeah. So just to look forward a little bit, Patton, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're on a short week coming up. You play in Orlando on Friday. That means they're not getting a day off until after the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do meetings all day tomorrow. You're going to practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then get on a plane. Is it better to just go immediately into the next game rather than have a day off? Or would you rather the day off?
You're 9 games into the season. 8 games into the season. Let's just lock in and take every day that we can because, like you said, it's a short week. You got to prepare. You got to get in the film room. A day off would be nice, but look, y'all had an early game. Enjoy the rest of this day. Really take it in. Don't worry about the game. Don't think about it. That's what I would do. I would maybe go for a nice walk, go in the city. That's a great thing about Houston and playing at Houston. You can do things like that, and then have the mindset that hey, tomorrow it's a new week and it's a blessing because you get to play in 4 days. I mean, that's awesome. It's just another opportunity. You can forget about this real quick. All these people that are hating and oh my god, we're freaking 7-2. This is one of the best seasons we had for in so long. Okay, just because we lose to West Virginia, we were supposed to win. Whatever. Look at Arizona State. They're in worse position than us. And so just let's be positive. Get to the next game. We're gonna be 8-2 here pretty soon, and everyone's gonna be happy. And so yeah, to answer your question, I think you should get right to it. Just take this day as it is. It's all you need, and then fresh mind. Start tomorrow.
How much time do you or most players need to flush a game like this?
It depends. I think there was times where you kind of let it go, right? And it's an easy thing to do, but then I don't know, some sting a little more, and it's a tough thing because you'll say, "Oh, I forgot about it. It's all good," but deep down, it's still bothering you. So it's a challenge for sure, and the coaches really need to. I think Coach Wood did a good job at this. He didn't harp on the bad things. He corrected you when you're wrong, and that was that. But he wasn't like, "Oh, this was garbage." Da 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 da. Obviously, if you got kids not going 100%, you need to get on their ass. But I think everyone was going 100%. That's usually never a problem. You just go through the game. Sometimes honestly, guys, sometimes we wouldn't even watch the game. We would just go to the next week because look, the game's over. Why are we watching, a game that we lost, won, whatever it may be? I think the lesson needs to be take every game the same, win or lose. And honestly, I think it's easier to move on from losses than it is from wins. And I think that was the biggest issue this game. We were so hung up on Arizona State and we couldn't move past it. And we came into this game still on that high, still pumping our chest. And again, not that we weren't trying hard. It's just, it's a different mentality. And that mentality, it's the little things, right? And that's what it seemed like to me. West Virginia was just making all the plays that change the game, and we were missing all those plays that change the game. So, you just got to move on. You got to take the wins and losses the same.
Okay.
There's no secret to it. It's hard. I honestly struggled with the wins more. I would get hung up on, oh, we did so great. So I think actually like moving on from a loss is easier than a win.
Seems like judging from Dean's reply, there's going to be probably 1 or 2 players only meetings of everybody sitting down and say, hey, let's not let this thing. We're not going to let this thing go for any further. We're going to air it out right now because we know that we didn't, prepare as well as we should have. We didn't execute it as well as we should have. We weren't as focused as we should have. We're better than this. Let's get our shit together and get out and dial it up again.
Yep.
I mean, because this was your easy week coming into the rest of the season.
Yeah, and these players, they need to understand. Unfortunately, just how the game is. It's never enough. Just
Right.
going back to oh, they won last. They're feeling good. But come on, guys, let's finish the season and then we can celebrate. Okay.
I mean, you're only as good as your last game, and perception has changed today.
Yeah, and everyone's just gonna say, "Oh, they had an easy schedule, it was a flop." But the real fans know we it's hard to say how good we are, but we know we're a good team, and I think we shouldn't have lost that game. So we should be ranked, but it's hard to say. Like I said, we just got to move forward and keep this thing going, and still got everything we need and want in front of us. And I'm still banking on a 10-2 season. So I say we went out.
I mean, that'd be phenomenal. I mean, see, I sat here and I was getting frustrated, but I wasn't pissed. Because I mean, I see the pattern, or I see the telltale signs of exactly what you were talking about, Mike, is, a team that was overconfident and, wasn't doing the small things and a little bit of out of focus. But then again, I also understand the circumstances that these guys have been in the last week. And I gave my opinion on it, how I would be able to handle it. And playing and practicing would be my kind of solitude. It would allow me to stay dialed in and not let because anytime I'm idle, then I'm thinking about the wrong things. But that's not everybody, and that you got guys out there, you got at least 22 plus the backups that are going to be seeing the field. You got a lot of guys that it affects everybody different. And the thing is that all it takes is a little bit of having a lack of focus. And all it takes is one person or two people or three people. It's just the little bitty things. And, all of it just rolled together today. That's why, it is what it is. It could have been exactly like the Oregon State game, where we played really shitty and we stole a win. In that game, you didn't turn it over 4 times. So,
yeah,
that's really the difference. The defense is going to play bad sometimes, offense is going to play bad sometimes, but you can't turn the ball over.
Yeah. You had you turned it over the first time in that second quarter. Before that, you had gone, and it was Connor's fumble. You had gone over 16 quarters without a turnover. That's virtually impossible. And so naturally you get 4 in 3 quarters. Yeah. Okay. Get them all out in that one. But if you're thinking about this team, what you've seen this year, you probably shouldn't have won that Oregon State game. There's a thought that you might not have won another game. You could have thrown away the Arizona State game late. This is not a great team that lost a game. This is an average team that has, frankly, played above its skis. Arizona was another game that you could have blown. Mm-hmm. You could be looking at a kind of a 4-4 team right now.
Yeah.
But they have done the little things right and won games. Today, they did not do the little things right with the turnovers, with the stupid the muff on the, which is just as bad a luck as you could possibly have. Remember, the basketball team had no fans showing up at TSU when they were building the stadium. They had to string some winning seasons together. That's Mario, our photographer.
I see the greatest photographer in the city. He gets his
100%.
Let's see here.
There's some starred ones I want you to look at.
Is there anything the school can do to promote attendance, giveaways, bigger halftime shows, pregame concerts with B-list celebrity singers? I think we can get Batton out there to do some singing, maybe a little dancing.
A little dancing. I'm more of a dancer than a singer, but
yeah Dean Connors juggles. Get him out there and juggle
out there.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, there's always more than you can do, and I hope. There's the one thing that nobody's ever really understood here in Houston, and this really is not about just one AD or one group of employees. I mean, this goes back to, when we had 10,000 in the Astrodome. You look back, some of the attendance back then, see 13,000 whenever we're in the run and shoot. Whenever Andre Ware's going. But you have to over promote. You're in a huge city that's begging, everybody's begging for attention, whether it be restaurants, entertainment, everybody's doing something. And then everybody else, everybody that we rely on as fans, A lot of them got kids, and guess what happens?
Kids, hunting
Guess what
season.
happens on Friday nights and Saturday mornings, and I mean things happen. Thing is that we're not big enough of dedicated fans to be able to kind of neglect and to constantly selling.
So
Yeah.
you and I have talked about this before, and I think it's pretty. I mean, I don't think it's brain surgery here. You have to turn these into events.
Yes.
Right now, U of H football is not an event. It is one of the 30 things that are going on in this city this weekend.
At least.
Honestly, nobody cares. And okay, so turn it into an event. We kind of picked up an idea and ran with it this week of turning these games, the blackout game, into the unbreakable game. You honor Kurt Hester. You talk about cancer screening and prevention. You talk about cancer funding. You raise money. You turn it into an event.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
instead of $50 parking in the blue lot, $50.
right.
Maybe if you can't sell tickets, you take that down to $20 or $25.
Right.
Hell, take it down to 10. Get here 4 hours, 3 hours before the game is $10. Right?
Well, you bring up a great point there. You know, it is kind of difficult, you know, to get to the stadium. You know, with
Yes.
the parking and the pricing. I mean, even that parking lot, it's not easy to get to, and
Right.
all the other lots. It's this whole thing. And when I had people come into games last year, I had to explain it, and yeah, it makes it difficult. And like you mentioned, Brad, there's so much competition in this city. I mean, people don't understand. We're literally competing with the Texans, the Astros, the Rockets, and like you said, every other event that's going on. And frankly, there is no real reason to just show up to this game on a random Saturday. If you're just a fan of the game, you would save your money to go to watch the Texans on Sunday. And that's why I said it's going to take years, and this is the biggest challenge that Houston Cougars are facing, I think, and something that they're going to have to. It's going to take a miracle, honestly. You got schools like Penn State and Ohio State. They're in some city called Columbus, and all they have is football. I mean, if we were just in a city that just had Houston Cougars, we'd be sold out every Saturday. So you can't really blame the school and say, can they do more? I imagine they're doing everything they can. It's just the fact we're in a big city. I mean, you could say, okay, UT's in a big city, but guys, they're literally the only team there. So you put Houston instead of UT in Austin with the same record, the same history, it's going to be packed out. It's just a competition thing.
And going back to Ryan's event thing, you have to understand, or the people in charge have to understand that you're not asking for someone. Whenever you ask somebody to come to a football game, you've got to remember of exactly what you're asking for. Okay, you're asking for them to spend an hour to get there,
Mm-hmm.
to sit there for 3 hours to enjoy it, and then it's going to take them another hour plus to get home. Once they go through the traffic. So, I mean, you're asking for 5 to 8 hours of somebody's time, and you have to. There was one time that there was one kind of era whenever we had the tailgate village basically going on. But that also coincided with us winning consistently
Mm-hmm.
for 3 out of 4 years.
And putting up big numbers and, it being fun.
Now this year, the funny thing is that we're going to finish out this year however we finish it out. Okay, we're going to win. We've got 7 in our pocket right now, so minimum 7. We're going to a bowl. We could win a bowl. We could lose a bowl. We could finish 7-6, but who cares? But guess what? The success of this season is going to carry over to next season.
Mm-hmm.
Houston is always a 2 year behind or a year behind
Yes.
current success. I mean, You know, we talk about we want to talk about the 2015 team. Attendance was terrible at 2015 team until
timeout.
Until late November.
Tom Herman and that 2015 team were here, and this is exactly the atmosphere they played in until you got to the last game of the season, which I believe was Navy, and then the AC title game, which was Temple. Neither of those games were fully sold out.
You got a decent crowd for Cincinnati. You got a really good crowd for Memphis. And then, I mean, we only had 35,000 for the title game against Temple.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's. But then again, the next year, that's when attendance really sparked. It was 40,000 every game.
I'm just going to remove Brad. I'm going to remove Mike. Thank you.
Blow that up and
obviously, yeah, I'm making that a T-shirt is what I'm doing. Kenneth from Coug TV says I need to call better plays, and that's obviously the truth. I told him while we were on the field before we came on the show that we were going to hear bitching and moaning, and actually, it's not been as bad as I thought it would be. So yeah, I do need to call better plays. I apologize for that, y'all. It's frustrating to lose, but I think it's easy to look at this as correctable. Wigman had an odd game with ball security, and that's a major difference. I mean, it is the difference. That's the whole game. I think West Virginia had a great game plan. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you don't have 4 turnovers.
Yeah. And they were on their, what was it, like 4th quarterback?
I think it's the 4th.
It was the most by any team. That's kudos to their coach. He's got some big balls to do that, But, they're desperate, and they got to win over there. They did play a good game, and you got to give them their respect.
Okay, Michael, do you have a dog next to you?
Yeah, he's kind of scratching right now.
I just wanted to make sure, because you either were petting a dog or Towns was doing something unmentionable, because there was a lot of friction going on.
My dog, he doesn't like to leave my side. I actually went upstairs for this one, but he's still right here.
Hey, let's as pissed off as we are right now, and I tell you about how you got to bring it every single day. Levitless Arizona State is up 24-19 at Iowa State.
At Iowa State. Which is crazy.
Iowa State's been kind of a disappointment, huh?
I think they were one of the favorites coming in. But I don't. What is their record, Brad? Do you know? Are they 5-3, 6-2?
Yeah.
I mean,
they've just lost some close ones. I guess a disappointment would be too strong of a word. Just
5-3.
Surprised.
I mean, they're playing a lot of one-score games. 24-21 at Kansas State or against Kansas State, 16-13 over Iowa, 24-16 over Arkansas State. They handled Arizona. They got blown out by BYU, lost by 7 to Colorado, and lost by 8 to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the crazy thing is the thing that's frustrating about this year is I have no reason to expect this team to make it to the title game. No reason to expect them at all.
None.
I mean, that would be crazy.
But the thing is that the way that uneven scheduling works is that sometimes you're going to get the easy road or an easier road than other teams. And you hope that you're in a position to be able to take advantage of that. Now, if we had a schedule like this, if we were 3 or 4 years into this already, I would feel a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you do have a very workable schedule, right?
Very.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we agree on that.
We have the easiest schedule ever.
Yeah. Amare is the best receiver we've had since Tank. He's incredible. That is 100% true.
Yes, I was very, very impressed with him.
All he does is pick up third downs and score touchdowns. That's all he does.
Where was he from?
UAB.
Yeah. Okay. Good for him, man.
Gifted them 17 points off of turnovers. It was Cougs against the Cougs. Cougs can't beat the Cougs. Brad,
Except when they
did the kneel down at halftime affect momentum for this team? You had 56 seconds and 3 timeouts at the 20-yard line.
take it back to the house.
Mike,
Like,
do you agree with that?
Here's my thinking on the scenario. We were getting our stool pushed in the first quarter.
Yeah.
We were down big. We came back. We got a little momentum going our way. I think
Well, not a little. You were down 14 twice, and you tied it up. And you got the ball to start the third.
You're a long way from scoring. Can you go down and score if you absolutely have to? Absolutely, you can. But you can also turn the ball over, which we were very adept at doing today.
If you think your quarterback may not have everything on his pass, are you going to let him throw it? Do you want to turn the ball over in that territory? I think there's a segment of people that are going to say, no, you've got to go try. Okay. But who Willie is and what the metrics and analytics say to do, you go into the half.
Well, yeah. The average fan is going to say, oh, why didn't you go for it? Da, da, da.
Of course.
But look, at this point, we were kind of like, okay, we're back 0-0 right now. We feel like we're the better team. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot again right before half. Let's take this momentum that we already have. We have decent momentum here. We're the better team. Let's go regroup at half. Say, hey, guys, it's 0-0. Let's go do what we plan to do now. Or you go and try to score, and yeah, maybe you score, but that's very unlikely. Not many teams can score in 1 minute on any given drive. And then worst case scenario, guys, we throw a pick, they get the ball back, we turn the ball over, something happens, they kick a field goal, now they're up 24-21, we lost all momentum. It's just risk reward. And like you said, the kind of guy that Willie is, he's a smart man. And I would say the way he runs his offense and how he runs his teams is kind of more methodical. And that's just not a Willie Fritz move, in my opinion. And I think at the end of the day, though, especially with what was going on in that game and where we were, it was best, hey, let's just get to halftime, regroup, and do this thing again.
And that's the knowing who he is and how he kind of normally errs on the side of very conservative. That's the reason why that's the reason why that 4th and 13 last week flipped us all out, because it's like, well, that's extremely aggressive. That's not who he normally is.
Yeah.
But after hearing his explanation, I understand where he was coming from.
Star Pizza. It's a beautiful day. Why don't you go to Star Pizza? Brad and I are going to Star Pizza after this. We're meeting up with the No Conference for Old Men guys and having a little bit of Star Pizza, talking basketball. Because, who wants to talk about this? Star Pizza's open 7 days a week. You got them tonight, all day. You got them tomorrow, and then lunch specials all week. And how about Section 12X? Look at that big, beautiful hat that Brad has on. Okay, and there it is on his head. I got mine this week, and it was like 3 times the size of my head. I don't know if I got a messed up one or what, or if my head's not as big as I thought. But was not the correct size for me. So I'll be giving that to somebody very soon, because I want them to wear it and not just sit at my house. And let's do this real quick. Brad, Amari Thomas was the best player on the field today. Who was the second?
Who was the second?
Yeah.
Eddie Walls.
Eddie Walls had a really nice day. Nice day.
He's really stacked 2 back-to-back weeks.
Yeah. He had 11 solo tackles. Okay. That's insane. 13 total, a half a tackle for loss with Rook Brown, and then the 2 quarterback hurries. That is a crazy day. Carmichael Glass had a nice day defensively.
Yeah.
On the offensive side,
we're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep talking about it because I see it.
Okay.
Kobe is.
Kobe Young is right there. He's right there.
Yeah. I mean, he made some plays today, and honestly, had a couple of long balls thrown to him that he ended up getting pass interference
calls on.
But if those balls are, I guess, thrown better and hit him in stride, those are all touchdowns.
He had a crazy first drive. He makes a good block on the first play. They go left and throw it wide, and he misses. He just completely flails on a block. And then he catches the ball, and everybody thinks he's down, but he knows his knee didn't touch and got up and ran for another 20 yards. Then he gets face masked and gets another 15 yards on top of that. I was a little disappointed he wasn't more a part of your game plan late in the game, but that guy had a really nice game.
Yeah, he's coming along. He's just looking for that breakout. I thought it was going to be today.
It looked like it. It sure did.
But I think from a receiving.
My finger slipped. I had my hand on the button and I accidentally hit it. Go ahead.
From the receiver standpoint, we're looking to be in pretty good shape there right now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I mean, you got Broussard, who is making plays. Kobe starting to make plays.
Jaquise Martin starting to come on a little bit when he gets his opportunity.
Made a big catch over the middle.
Yep.
On third down. Those guys are stepping up, and they need it. I mean, I think Broussard and Kobe are filling in well where Boogie, we're basically filling in his spot because.
And Devin Williams too. You're missing him. He has not played in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
he does not have he's not the marquee guy, but he's a very good, solid receiver that you're definitely missing.
Yeah, this offense, let it be known, is very dangerous. Like you said, the receivers are coming on strong, and I was worried with Boogie going out, but guys have stepped up and they look really good. I mean, Maya Thomas is definitely your wide receiver one, and like you said, those other guys are looking good. And on defense too, shout out Mr. Glass. I played with his older brother at ULM. Both really good football players. And Eddie Walls, wow, stepping in the shoes of Keith Cooper and doing his thing over there on that 5 technique. He's a hard worker, and coming from FIU, he's really making a name for himself.
For sure.
I got a question for you. They were getting us on chunk yards to the outside. I'm not seeing anybody do that to us this year or even last year.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see anything that was kind of leading to that?
Are you talking about like on deep passes to the outside?
No. Just on their run game. They were doing a lot of damage outside the tackles.
Yeah, they made some nice calls. I think the offense that they were running, I was kind of thinking that. I was like, oh, that's just a good call, I think it's a strange thing, It's hard watching the games on defense, unless you know what play that the coach is called.
Right.
And so it's kind of hard to say like, okay, well, what's going on here? I think it's just a case of a good play call versus a bad play call, and just unfortunate circumstances. And like we were saying earlier, just a lot of things weren't going our way, and I think that was just one of those things that just seemed to not go away. Everything that was going wrong, and that was one of those things. But I guarantee you next week that'll be tightened up, and
right.
It seems like I saw a stat, every game that we give up a lot of rush yards, those are the ones that end up being very close. or we lose. So that's something that we need to tighten up on for sure.
Yeah, it felt. I mean, it felt. It felt like that they saw something in the film and the way that we
Mhm.
play that would allow them to pin our outside defensive linemen and then be able to get to the edge and then go
Yeah,
one-on-one with defensive backs and linebackers.
absolutely. And if you got some good blocking receivers, it could be very dangerous to kind of defense run because essentially you can, pull your guards the opposite way. That'll take away the two inside linebackers. You pin that defensive end, and then you get your receivers on the guys out there that are supposed to make the play, and it does make it hard for the defense. I believe, you run a play like that, all you'd have out there is Rook Brown 24, that position, and if he misses that play or he gets blocked, yeah, they're gonna get a lot of yards. So probably a good game plan, good scheme by West Virginia.
Ryan, your audio's off.
Just wanted to say from a West Virginia fan, sorry for your loss with your strength and conditioning coach and great game. Hope you all bounce back. Mike, we haven't talked to you about this, about losing
Yeah.
Kurt Hester. It happened last Saturday. You played under him. What did he
Mhm.
mean to you as a player?
Man, he meant more than I could tell you. That's for sure. Um, the guy, I mean, it's hard to talk about. He was probably the closest person I've known that passed away in my life. I haven't had a lot of death in my life yet. But I think that'll come along, later in my life, unfortunately. Maybe that's a good thing, but at this moment in time, Kurt Hester was someone that was very close to me, and it really sucks. I believed wholeheartedly that he would beat it, just from the person that he is and person that I am. I'm never gonna lose hope in a situation, and I was one of the first people he told. He was training me for pro day, and I mean, think about that, guys. He was doing it for free. He was training the team, and then he'd come, train me, and that meant the world to me because I knew I was getting, I mean, at least $10,000 worth of pro day training for free, and I couldn't have asked for a greater blessing. Actually, the first time I met him was in 2017. I went to Louisiana Tech Junior Day, and I remember him so vividly because he was talking about his little eye test and how he does all this stuff, and it was the first time I've ever heard about that, and it's just crazy. He leaves an impact on people, and that's just an example of how he does it. I was so young, I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I remembered him and his message about the eyes and just his overall personality, and to be able to be coached under him. I mean, he did not. I'm glad he's finally getting his flowers, but I've been with a lot of people. I've been with a lot of trainers. Everyone was calling Hester for his workouts and what he does. He's arguably the best in the game, and his personality, precedes that as well. So definitely hard, and obviously he was with the team last week and helped him get that win.
Thank you. That was good. That was really good.
Yep.
How do we rate our defense? Good, decent, average? They give up big plays and not many turnovers. Brad?
Which fucking week do you want to know? I mean, did you want to talk about the defense after Arizona or after Arizona State? Today they were shit. They're a solid defense. They're neither great nor bad. I mean, that's what I mean. Coming in, I mean, if you want to, let's look statistically coming into today. Total defense 37, scoring defense.
But I don't even think it's about stats.
22.
The whole thing is built on complementary football. And if you're
Right.
turning the ball over, the defense
Yeah.
is going to suffer. You gave up
Yeah.
7 points. The defense didn't get on the field. You gave up a turnover at the 30-yard line. It's hard to judge them on things like that.
The muff punt and shit. Oh.
The muff punt, you can't judge them off of. This game ended up 403 yards to 400 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
It was kind of similar. It just
Shootout kind
you
of.
can't give up
just
17
turnovers.
points on turnovers.
you know, and like I said, I like the defense. I think the defense plays. I mean, you heard it. I think they probably said it about 70 times last week. Is that they're going to try to? This defense is going to try to keep the ball in front of them. This defense looks a lot different if the defensive backs didn't have flippers for hands, but defensive backs are defensive backs for a reason, and they're not wide receivers because they can't catch. But they look like a different team if they caught some of the balls that hit them in the hands and in the chest, or time their jump better, like McCutcheon did today. Made a great play on a ball, but he jumped about a half step soon, but he still made a play on the ball. If he would have been able to take that extra step, then he would have picked it off. But I think they do a good job in what they're asked to do. The goal is to keep them off the field as much as possible and let them make an impact everywhere possible. And I think they do a good job of that. Today just sucked. It just sucked all over. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to say Wegman is a terrible quarterback because we turned the ball over and put it on the ground. I mean,
yeah, I think
sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes it rains. Today's just one of those days.
Yeah, I think as a whole the defense is good. I don't think they're great. Can they be great? Maybe. But really, I mean, you look at the stats, like you said, yeah. You know, you said they're 37th in total yards coming in. And so I think they could cut down on that a little bit, but they do well with the points. They have really good red zone defense. I think that's what they're best at. But, you know, it's hard. Red zone defense is hard. And today, you know, their red zone defense
We
wasn't
do a
good.
really good job of forcing turnover. I mean, forcing field goals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can make it into them trying to win with field goals, then you're doing a real good job.
Yep.
I am sick of this crap, and I'll be damned if I fly from my retirement home in Colorado to come to the third to only have empty seats everywhere. Want to know what Herman left U of H for UT? I just told you.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't go to UT because they got great attendance. He went to UT.
I think it was
No.
they got
They're
millions.
they're a blue
Money
blood.
and the ability to win titles, big titles. I mean, okay.
Well, I mean, we kind
I'm
of already
sorry
talked
that
about this, but you know, it just is what it is, and it's gonna improve, and as long as we keep winning. So
Got to keep winning and promote the hell out of it, and keep winning and promote the hell out of it. I mean,
I just don't understand why people allow attendance to make them feel better about themselves or about the game they're watching. Who cares? It's just, who gives a shit? It's attendance. The point is to score points and win the game, not to be the leader in attendance nationally.
yeah, if you want to,
Who cares?
You know, if you want to go to a game with a lot of attendance, just go 2 hours north.
Yeah,
But,
go to A&M and weave and shake and sway. Have fun.
I mean, it's been a problem it's been a problem since
1946.
Yeah, and it's
Well,
always
the
going to be a problem.
1970s, whenever we had, when the Astrodome was new, and the first few years in the Southwest Conference, that was good attendance. And then from then, I think we went from the late 70s except for maybe 1983, or from the 70s to the 2000s. I think we had maybe 4 games that were over 40,000. So I mean, it's
In
always
1976, you won the Southwest Conference. You were heading to the Cotton Bowl. You had a final game against Miami at home. Less than 21,000 people.
Maybe it was cold.
You went in the South. Yeah, cold in the Astrodome.
Hey, it used to get cold in there.
21,000. Well, the Superdome is the biggest that you can prove that it gets cold in a dome.
Oh yeah,
But
especially when there's 6,000 people there.
yeah. So this is not new. It's happened since U of H started playing football, and it's okay. You have achieved a lot with no big crowds.
Mhm.
You know, it would be great if they had a big crowd. The atmosphere around the game, tailgating, is not good.
Right.
You don't give people reason to come out. It's hard to get here with parking lot, with construction, with the rail, with everything else. It's hard.
And I will say this. It's difficult, but all around the country, it's going to be more and more difficult as the years go on. The reason why is that I know some people think that NIL is going to mean the handful of big schools are going to have, 150 of the elite players on their team and nobody else has talent. It's the opposite. There's talent everywhere now. It's spread all over the place. Games are going to be closer, but certain schools are going to start losing that are not used to losing. They're going to have 4-loss seasons that they're not used to having. But then they can come back and win the national title the next year. But also, the world is making things a lot easier to watch it on TV. And the time commitment given to go to these games is significantly high.
Yeah.
I mean, the prices go up, but then the amount of time. Now, if back whenever we had tailgating, I didn't mind coming out and spending, 8 to 10 hours on campus because there was tailgating before, there was tailgating after. It was a party.
There was tailgating during.
Right.
And you parked right next to the stadium. And I mean, it's just a whole different world. But it's never going to be that world again.
It's going to we've tried all kinds of marketing tricks and things like that. You know what the one thing that we really haven't tried during this entire run at U of H, we haven't tried to mix, 5-10 seasons of really, really good football. That's where we've always fell down. We usually have about a spurt of 3 good years and then
2 to 3, yeah. Hey, Brad.
We're going to have to stack big year after big year after big year.
Pay attention to the screen.
What screen?
Okay. Yeah, wanted to make sure we got that in. Austin Carlisle gets a carry on first down. Yep, didn't get another touch. I don't know that he got back in the game. The next play, I think he may have missed a block.
I saw him out there a couple of times. I think I saw him out there a couple of times in the second half.
Yeah, playing receiver.
Yeah. I mean, they're wanting to do some things with him. You're just not in a position game-wise where you can. We've gotten this comment a couple of times. Just found out that stadium security stopped fans from trying to join the Tarps Off rally that was in the 300s. Massive L for U of H game day operations. I don't know about this. I mean, there were still people up there doing it. After the game was over, people were still up there twirling their shirts. If U of H stopped that, which, let's be real, there's like a 99% chance this happened. That's stupid. And that's typical par for the course, just dumbassery around what they should be focused on and what they are focused on.
I kind of go, I go 50-50 on that because they got a job to do. They're told what job to do.
Yes.
And
But I don't think the job is, hey, stop people from going to the 300s. It's not like that's some great seat they need to protect.
But then again, I mean, that's when who has the authority to make that decision? And
well, that's
I
fine.
if I'm that person that's doing that, and my job is to keep people in the section they're supposed to be in, you're not getting in my section
Okay.
because it's my job and I'm not allowed to do it. And if I do it, then maybe my job is at risk.
And maybe that's when someone who works at U of H needs to step in and say, it's okay. I agree, but I don't think anybody was focused on that at that point in the game.
Maybe we'll make ESPN. You said they were still doing it, right? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
UH. That's
The
good.
less attention we can get for this, the better, I think. Let's just lick our wounds.
Yeah.
Everybody get to the house. Let's get healthy. Everybody get in the tub and have some Star Pizza and relax and
Star Pizza.
go hit that hit the gym tomorrow.
So let's talk about schedule real quick. You're not going to hit the gym?
No,
Okay.
I will get my exercise in now that it's cool.
Yeah.
I think Batton's going to lift for me.
I got you,
Yeah.
man. I'll just do
We got you.
a 3-hour lift instead of my normal 2. Get it for you.
Brad can do a 3-hour lift. It's just 2 hours and 55 minutes of standing there.
That's me
Yeah.
Sitting on a
there.
bench.
And 5 minutes in the sauna.
I'll get a bench. Yeah. Well,
Hey, man.
I heard that noise.
Every time I stand up from my chair, dude, that's doing some power squatting right there. That's called a heavy deadlift.
Okay, so we're going to do the Talking About show tomorrow night. I think we have a good group of guys coming on. Then we're going to do Cats Monday night after the basketball game because, hey, look, it's basketball season already. I am 100% not prepared for basketball. I just don't know what's going to happen. People are asking about recruiting. I'll have some more information about that Monday. Hint, hint. Ryan, what the hell is going on in Louisiana? First off, everything is great in Louisiana. We don't need any of your questions. Things are going exactly as planned.
There's
Okay.
nothing to see.
We're fine. Sure, there's no president, there's no AD, there's no football coach, but things are fine.
Poor AJ. But hey, he's balling.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I mean, in spite of the loss, we're given what's going on around the country in the last couple of days. We're not so bad off.
We got the hottest coach in the country.
That's right.
I
mean,
don't look.
literally coming during the week, it's like, oh my God, we're going to lose our coach. We're going to lose our coach.
I know.
Fritz is
I
going
was
somewhere.
thinking, I was like, no way Fritz does that. No way.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, I mean, I can understand the interest in it. And the thing is that I think that the coach, I think Ryan said it perfect earlier in the week, is that the jobs that he would take aren't going to be interested in it.
Yeah. The jobs that he would be interested in aren't interested in him.
Yeah.
And
So, I mean, Penn State, Florida, Louisiana, those guys aren't going to go after a coach in their last job. They're wanting a high flyer. They're looking for some flash, some razzle dazzle.
I don't know. I don't think it would be the worst thing in the whole wide world. But everything's great in Louisiana. You're going to hire a president this week. You're going to hire an AD right after that. And Major Applewhite will be the new head coach at LSU. I think that's breaking news. I don't know if anybody knows that.
And Dan is going to Florida.
I think it might be Braum from Louisville.
Really?
Yeah. That's my
If everything
guess.
had not blown up this week and yet another governor stuck his nose where it doesn't belong, which is kind of a thing we do in Louisiana, I thought Dan Lanning was like the perfect guy to go after from Oregon.
Yeah. I just don't
But
know
now,
where he leaves,
I don't,
right?
not now. Being at Oregon and playing half your games on the East Coast cannot be a great feeling. And Louisiana gives you the opportunity with Louisiana athletes going into Texas, going into the Deep South. You can win national titles there. You saw it in 2019. You saw it with Les. You saw it with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
But the shit show that LSU is right now, I don't see him. I don't see Lane taking a chance. It's a bad situation. So Tony Levine, Major Applewhite, and Dana, maybe you can get you a job there.
Dana Hogan.
So, yeah.
I mean,
All right.
you've also got to be really impressed with Matt Campbell, because
Wrapped himself again.
Right as new jobs come up, he makes sure he loses just so he can stay where he is.
That's a real team player right there.
Absolutely. I mean, come on, we all feel kind of down about this, but I mean, they got beat at home by Jeff Sims. Holy shitballs. Jeff Sims ran for 228 yards against Iowa State.
Yeah.
That is spectacular.
Okay, let's wrap this up and go have Star Pizza. You can wear your Section 12X hat, have some Star Pizza, and enjoy. Brad, what you got?
Flush it. Let's go get the next one. Done and done.
Yeah.
Shortest ever final thought. Mike.
Blessing in disguise. My prediction for this team is 10-2, and I think there's no better way to end the season after a loss like this than to win out. So I think it's a blessing in disguise. It's what needed to happen. Kind of wake them up like, hey, we're maybe not as good as we thought, but everything that we want to achieve is still on the table. And, we went out. Maybe we can get a revenge game against Texas Tech. I don't know. It's pretty crazy right now. Could go any way with the teams. But, yeah, let's just move forward, use this as a lesson, and like I said, blessing in disguise.
My final thought is everybody you heard about this week as the coaches that could go get jobs. Matt Campbell, Willie Fritz, John Summerall, Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, all got their asses beat. Clark Lee's, that game ended up close, but not great for guys on the comm. Not great for Jimmy Sexton and Trace Armstrong.
Not great
This
for
game,
Mario Cristobal.
Yeah.
Not great for Mario Cristobal. That's a good one. SMU, I don't know what to do with them. They are so all over the place. But
and speaking of surviving,
Dave
Aranda is not dead.
Not dead yet. Dave Aranda might just get a contract extension.
I
love that guy.
I love Dave Aranda for a million different reasons, but his ability to survive at Baylor. Oh man, it's amazing.
You've lived on the edge for a long time with Oregon State, with Arizona, even last week with Arizona State. It got a little hairy. This was coming. You just couldn't keep up a 16-quarter streak of not turning the ball over. And then once you turned it over once, it just kind of all hit you. It's hard to be upset about it. It's not great. And you're now 7-2. You probably took yourself out of contention for the conference title. And that's frankly fine. Focus on winning football games. Technically not dead, but when they start when you're at the 8th tiebreaker and it's, did you lose to West Virginia? Well, then that's not going to go well. Team will be back meeting tomorrow. They'll practice Monday and get on a plane Thursday. I'll get on a plane, I think Wednesday, and go to Disney. Yay. And see how that goes.
So if anybody's eaten by an alligator at Disney, I know it's your fault.
Oh, for sure. I am throwing people under the bus for that one. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back Monday night, 3 nights in a row with Brad and me. Happy anniversary to Brad's article about Dana Holgerson. The ship has sailed. That was 2 years ago today. Did nearly 750,000 views on our website. So thanks for that one, Brad. And
and everybody make sure to go celebrate soon to be Diabetes Day. Get your Halloween candy half off. It's delicious.
that's coming from the fattest person I have ever met in my
I
entire
can't eat it.
life.
So somebody's got to
Thanks,
do it
on and
for
on.
me. I've got to pass the torch. I can't have buckets of sugar.
Can't
Like
have candy. Oh, that's a shame. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We're talking about them Cougs. Mike Batton, thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate it.
Absolutely,
we'll talk to y'all
guys.
tomorrow.
Have a good day. Thank y'all.
Later.
Look at you munching away, big fella. Life doesn't get better than pizza and a Cougars game, huh? Go Cougs!